Welcome to episode 11 of Reverse the Relapse. Today is a really interesting and deep topic of whose body is it? You're in the right place if you're ready to stop the sabotage and weight regain post-weight loss surgery and start losing again. Hi, I'm Georgie Beams. I'm a psychologist who specializes in the area of emotional eating, sabotage, and weight regain for weight loss surgery patients. I work both in a weight loss surgery clinic as well as supporting women online to reverse the relapse. I honestly believe that psychology should be a mandatory part of everyone's weight loss surgery journey. Your body has had an upgrade to version 2.0 after surgery, but your mind has been operating at version 1.0. You're here to update your mind to match your body and get back on your weight loss path, and I'm here to help you. So you might be a little bit intrigued by this topic, and this one is so incredibly powerful and deep, like I say. Now, if you have been listening to my podcast, and a big thank you. I just love hearing your feedback and I love how it's resonating with you so much. The more you listen, the more you will learn how powerful your subconscious mind is and how big a role it plays in terms of your eating and your weight. This is a big reason why superficial strategies just don't stick. Now, this is where the change occurs at this deeper level, at the subconscious. And this topic that I'm sharing with you today, I have actually not heard anyone talk about it. So you are in for a real treat, my friend. Now, I have worked with so many clients who are not in their own body. Now, what I mean by that is that they have received messages both implicitly as well as explicitly about their body when they were growing up. And the messages that they received, these negative messages, let's just call it out for what it is, became a self-fulfilling prophecy later on in life. So let me share an example with you. So I had a client who was about 10 years old, and one day she had a play date with her best friend, and she was at her best friend's house and they were in the kitchen having a snack, and her friend's father randomly off the cuff said to her, "I bet you're going to end up big when you're older." First of all, what a ridiculous comment to say, so incredibly insensitive and so unnecessary, right? But this experience stuck with her. And so years and years later, fast forward, she was at her local grocery store and she was in her 30s, and she bumped into this friend's father. And in that moment, she had this realization that experience, that memory, that comment became her reality. So she was pre-surgery and very overweight at the time. And it was like this self-fulfilling prophecy of exactly those words that he said to her when she was 10 years old, right? "I bet that you're going to end up big when you're older," came to fruition. So when I started working with this client, we started off actually exploring these deeper reasons, these subconscious reasons why she was putting back on her lost weight after surgery. And these memories and experiences came up. And what happened is these past experiences then linked into her current identity of being the big one. And this was really contributing to her weight gain. So she still had this version 1 identity of being a failure, being the big one, and having the surgery didn't correct it. And the weight regain started because she was in this version 2 body with the weight loss and those significant health benefits. But her identity was still at that version 1, leading to weight gain. So, what happens is our subconscious mind, which is 90% of who we are, this is where our eating sabotage occurs. This is where our weight gain comes from. Now, our subconscious mind goes around every day and takes all of these photos constantly of things that are happening during our day, right? Snap, 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 snap. Now, if it's a normal day, these photos instantly get filed away and we don't have to worry about them ever again. But if something happens to us and there is an emotional charge in, an interaction, for instance, so this example with this client, there was a photo in her subconscious mind of her as a 10-year-old sitting in her best friend's kitchen having a snack, and her friend's dad was there commenting on her weight, right? This photo does not get processed in the filing cabinet. This photo stays in the pending file, meaning that it's unprocessed. And this then impacts how we feel about ourselves, our identity, and affects our food choices and our weight. So can you imagine if there's a big, big, big stack of all these pending files that are unprocessed? What effect this is actually having on us? Not only how we feel about ourselves, our identity, this affects all areas of our life, but particularly when it comes to our food choices and our weight. So that's really the work that I do. So I process these pending files and file them away in my client's mind so they are now processed, because when it's processed, they have no impact on us today. Now, I find that many of my clients have pending files when it comes to their mother. Oh, yes, I'm going there. And this has a huge influence on my clients' body image and their eating behaviors. So that's really what I want to focus on now. Now, in the most part, there are two types of pending files when it comes to our mothers. So the first one is enmeshment, and the second one is rebellion. So I want you to start to consider how this might be relevant for you. And also, if you have daughters, how this also might be relevant for you as well. Now, most parents say to me when I work with them, I really want to be a positive role model for my daughter. So this is the perfect place to start. So let's unpack enmeshment. Now, this is where you have bonded with your mum over your struggles with food and weight. So typically mum shares the same struggles as you do. You have these fond memories of dieting with mum growing up, and it was more around doing this together. It was more around we're in this together, and I have mum's support. And mum understands what I'm going through. So your identity is linked in with mum and the struggle. And I need to keep struggling because I want mum and I to be the same, this kind of sense of belonging. And if I lose weight and I change my identity, I move away from this bond with mum, which I don't want to do. I become different to mum, whereas I don't want that. I want to be just like mum. I want to stay with this close connection and this close bond, and therefore I'll keep the weight on. So it's important to know that it actually doesn't even matter if your mum is still alive or has passed. It's this same bond that started years and years ago that's playing out at a subconscious level. So I want you to think about whether enmeshment has been a bit of a theme for you in terms of the relationship that you had with your mum. The second one that I see is rebellion. So this is the opposite of enmeshment. So this is where mum typically was very controlled with her eating and therefore your eating and weight growing up, and was quite judgmental around other people's weight, especially yours. So mum was or is typically thin, and there's a lot of energy around food and weight and this pressure to be thin and to look a certain way. So in this instance, I see women rebelling against these messages, and They rebel with their forks, meaning they carry excess weight to defy mum. Almost like a bit of a message to mum, like, stuff you can't control me. So therefore I'm going to put the weight on because I know that you don't like that. So which one are you? And if you have daughters that struggle in this area with their eating and weight, where might they be at right now? Now, whether you are enmeshed with mum or rebelling against mum, it means that your body is not your own. It's really been shaped by mum's strong influence. And what actually happens is that our subconscious has programmed in how we should look, either the same as mum, aka overweight, or the exact opposite to mum, aka overweight. Right? You get that, right? This is so powerful. Now, if there are photos in your mind around your body being like mum's body and mum struggles with her weight, it will be very, very difficult to lose the weight and to stay there, because your subconscious, the priority of your subconscious is to keep you just like mum, or is to keep you rebelling against mum. And with the rebellion, it's almost like, if I lose the weight, mum wins. If I look a certain way, mum wins. She'll finally be happy. And then I will feel so much anger and resentment around looking the way mum wants me to look and everything that she stands for in this area. So there will be all of these photos in the pending album that have strong emotions attached that need to be cleared in your subconscious mind. This is what I focus on with my clients in my one-on-one coaching program. And once you clear these images, then you have more choice around how you want your body to be. So your transformation takeaway is, I want you to really get quiet and find, the time and space to dig deep. And I want you to go back in time and really consider mum's influence. And if it's not mum, it might be another person growing up that had this influence on your eating and your weight. So I want you to consider, what influence did mum have on your weight? What photos might still be in your mind, in your pending file from your childhood, that are affecting how you feel about your body and your eating in the current day? And how can you take your power back now? So you are in charge. You have a choice in terms of how you want your body to be, how you want to interact, what your identity will be moving forward. So I hope this has been helpful. I appreciate you sharing these episodes with others that would also benefit. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now.